Be advised, YouTube may trigger warning or age restrict this video in the near future, as I do not intend to sugarcoat my words. So claim your I was here before it was age restricted ticket. This video contains or may contain topics of child sexual abuse, child-on-child sexual abuse, incest, self-harm, sexual abuse, censorship, ostracization/alienation, harassment, cyberbullying, domestic violence, suicide, necrophilia, pedophilia, paraphilias in general, and possibly many more. Your discretion is advised. Please do not harass or witch hunt anyone mentioned or possibly mentioned in this video. This video is for information purposes only. Hi! I know I haven't uploaded in a long time, but that was because I was touching grass, unlike what some people might think. And I'm getting ready for my senior year of high school, which is like the day after tomorrow as I'm making this script. But enough about me. I want to talk about something that has so much misinformation it's asinine, and why the misinformation is doing more harm than actual good than antis will claim. So, let's talk about proshipping. I will be citing a definition from both Tumblr and Urban Dictionary, which I know is idiotic at face value, but bear with me here. Proship, interchangeable with anti-anti, proship or proshipper, is a label used by people in fandoms to describe individuals who are, as the name suggests, proshipping. Proshippers are often misunderstood and labeled as pedophiles and the like, but in no way do most proshippers support IRL, in real life, pedophilia, or other problematic things such as incest or bestiality. Instead, proshippers are anti-harassment and defend the right to creative freedom. Their argument is that there is a fine line between fiction and reality, and one should learn to differentiate. Let me set it straight. To be pro-ship is plain and simple. It means you don't care what people ship, stay in your own lane, ship what you like, and don't go out of your way to harass others over their shipping or fictional preferences. You block creators who make content you dislike, use filters, tagging systems to avoid said content, and respectfully encourage others to do the same. Pro-ship and pro-fictions allow the fandom mantra of SALS, ship and let's ship, YKINMK, your kink is not my kink, and DLDR, don't like, don't read / consume, abide by content warnings, tag your blogs, works, art, and actively curate your space and for the love of God, don't accuse somebody of being heinously disgusting things over fiction. That's literally it. There's nothing deeper to it. Seems pretty cut and dry, right? Proshipping, in its actuality, is anti-censorship and anti-harassment, but what the definition has been twisted is into something that makes proshippers bad, which is the following. I wasn't able to find an actual definition that I could, read from, so I'll just pretty much wing it. Basically, an anti would believe that someone like me would be a pedophile just because I wouldn't harass somebody over adult X minor or non-con. And I have written non-con before, by the way. Just so you know, I am a victim of sexual abuse, so I understand the nuances of SA. But enough about that. That's the definition I could find. Back to the script. Unfortunately, that's the definition that most people, like my so-called ex-friends, go by, and it's caused me a lot of grief, which is what we're going to talk about next. I'm gonna be real, antishipping is just performative activism. They get their warp plasma in a twist over fictional content. In fact, I'll cite that I was told to kill myself over a non-confic I wrote. It's really performative and arguably worse than proshipping, since harassment does more harm than good. Most proshippers don't want to act on what they write, and most, if not all proshippers, including myself, are victims of the problematic shit we depict. It's not fucking rocket science. Even therapists are in support of proshipping, think trauma art if you will, as it helps victims like me cope with our trauma. Also, it's fiction. The little guys on the screen aren't real and it's funny. I know people will cite the Slenderman Stabbing, so I'll address that. This might be a relatively short section since I'm getting straight to the point. Those girls were really mentally ill and their parents have neglected them. They've admitted it, by the way, which caused the girls' mental health to deteriorate and were finding comfort in Slenderman. Since they wanted some kind of validation, however it was perceived delusionally, they stabbed their friend. This is not a case of fiction versus reality. It's a case of parental neglect and severe mental health problems that went unaddressed. I've always been pretty anti-censorship, and it rings true to this day. I hate school dress codes that are sexist in nature. I hate the Western mainstream media for not talking about the truth of what's going down in Palestine and other countries subject to genocide like Sudan, Congo, Ethiopia, etc. And I hate the silencing of indigenous, LGBTQIA, and black voices. So when I made the connection in my mind that anti-ship is censorship, I was pretty mad. When an anti-shipper harasses someone for being a pro-shipper, be it true or false, it ruins their reputation because pro-shipping is a beyond useless term because of how twisted the definition is by antis, and they get harassed for it that they either anonymize any future or current works or orphan them if we're talking about AO3 logic. This is the literal definition of censorship and it's wrong. It's hurting free speech on the internet and it's cyberbullying. This was a shorter video than I imagined since I didn't go into arguments because Mushroom Girl already did that and I didn't want to parrot anything. Basically, if you're an anti-shipper, stop and think for a moment. And maybe you'll realize that pro-shipping is a twisted and beyond useless term, and that maybe pro-shippers are relatively normal people. In fact, I bet money that one or more of your friends are pro-shippers, but they haven't told you because they're afraid of what you think. Isolation is scary, I should know. I've been isolated before several times. And for any pro-shippers that might be watching, I think we should stop being ashamed about this shit and stop the misinformation. That's all I wanted to say. Have fun and remember to save your sessions.